Yes, I moved you up to a microphone for tonight. Mayor, I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council for Thursday, January 21st, 2020, to order at 7 o'clock p.m. On roll call, council members Fasolo.
Here.
Golubek.
Here.
Balistrary.
Here.
Fasolo.
Here.
Golubek.
Here.
Pellegrin. Here. Council President Wetchler.
Here.
Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. I say this, the last three meetings we had, public meetings, we have people with us, and it's very exciting just to see people again. Of course, we're all socially distanced properly, but it really is good to see people. We have an exciting evening ahead. We have police that are going to be promoted. We have firemen that are going to be promoted and installed. And then we have a special award going to a special person. So let's get started by everyone, please, standing for a prayer and flag salute. Oh God, we ask you to bless our meeting, which we entrust to your fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our hearts and implant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbors. Guide us in our deliberations so that our decisions will always please you and bring your peace and happiness to our community. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey require at the commencement of every meeting a statement of compliance be read by the presiding officer. Now, therefore, be advised that the meeting requirements for this meeting have been met by publishing an annual notice in the Record, in the Herald News of Woodland Park, and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk, as well as in a public place within the municipal building, and by notifying interested citizens. Notice was posted on January 8th, 2021, and published on January 13th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is being videotaped and will be on Cablevision, channel 77, on Mondays at 3 p.m. and Thursdays at 11 a.m. The video will also be available on the Borough's website at www.elmwoodparknj.us. Erin.
Thank you, Mayor. Under the approval of minutes for this evening, we have December 17, 2020 regular meeting and executive session meeting minutes, and December 30th, 2020 special meeting and executive session meeting minutes.
May I have a motion on the minutes?
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Balistrary.
Yes.
Fasolo.
Yes.
Golubek.
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Council President Wetchler. Yes. Motion carries. Next on the agenda, as the mayor previously stated, we have a special presentation to former Councilwoman Ingui, who is here tonight with her husband, Sal Ingui. With that being said, I will turn it over to you, Mayor.
Mrs. Ingui. Front and center.
Mayor, does that mean that we accepted the resignation?
Yes.
Oh,
At least
you,
have second thoughts.
you're kidding. We did? How come I didn't know?
Last year, you needed a mop to clear up all the water that was spilling from these council people's eyes. That's how dear this lady was, or still is, to everyone here. And that's pretty unique, considering that it was one term she was here, but she served this town, her and her husband, children, for for many years with charitable organizations. But tonight, this special award is her endeavor, what she's done here on the council for all of us. And I agree. The only thing, like I said last week, was that you shortchanged me. Only 1 year I got to serve with her. For her many years of dedication, service, devotion, and commitment to our community and our residents. Denise, go with Godspeed. Take that.
Next, we have the installation of our fire department officers. At this time, if they are not already in the room, I would like to welcome the lieutenants that currently serve and will be sworn in tonight for the volunteer fire department of the Borough of Elmwood Park.
Mike.
We have 4 lieutenants, only 2 of which are here this evening to be sworn in, but all of the fire lieutenants are Stephen Kochik, company number 1, Alessandro Calabrese, company number 2, Christopher Gilmore, company number 2, second lieutenant, and Peter Chewinski, company number 4.
They want to see you, not me. Okay, guys, you've been here before, right? Yep. Like old times? Yep. Okay. You repeat after me? And I promise to take it very slow. I, in your name, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of fire lieutenant. That's okay, close enough. According to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You guys both need to sign.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Looking for our fire captains, correct?
Mike, can you just give them their, yeah. Okay, next we have the swearing-in ceremony for our fire captains to be administered by Mayor Robert Coletti. Our fire captains are Tyler Lewinsky from company number 1 and present this evening, Mark Hettinger from company number 2.
Okay, you set there? All set? I, and then your name. I
Mark Ettinger,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the government established
and to the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and in the states under the authority of the people,
and in the states under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
the office of
the office of
Fire
Fire
Captain.
Captain.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, moving along, we have our battalion chiefs. First up is our 2nd Battalion Chief. If he can please come up to the dais alongside his family, Mr. Gregory Thompson, to be sworn in by Mayor Robert Coletti.
I guess some on this side. Put them where you want. That's good? Okay. All right. All set? Exciting moment, huh? He said, I'm excited. I
I, Gregory Thompson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
and the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of
under the authority of
the people,
the people,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office of
all the duties of the office of
Assistant Fire Chief.
2nd Battalion Chief.
Okay, wise guy. According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Let's hear it from Mr. Excitement.
Okay, next we have our 1st Battalion Chief, Mr. Mike Jones, if he can come up to the dais alongside his family to be sworn in by Mayor Robert Coletti.
I
I, Michael Jones,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
and I bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of
of the office of 1st Battalion Chief
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Okay, next, Mayor, we have the swearing-in ceremony for our Assistant Chief, Mr. Edward Mierzejewski. If he can please come up to the dais alongside his family to be sworn in by Mayor Robert Coletti.
Okay, we ready, Edward? We're ready? Are you ready, Liz? Okay. lady for like, well, you're only 35, right? That's right. I know about 25 of those years. It's good to see. Nice family. I, and your name. I
I, Edward Major,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will solemnly support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will true
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and to the governments
to the governments
established
established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
the office,
Chief,
the office of.
the office of Assistant Chief,
Did you notice I didn't say anything? According to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Okay, Mayor, and lastly, for our fire department officer installations this evening, we have the swearing-in ceremony for our chief, Mr. Robert Bruce. If you can please step up to the dais alongside his family to be sworn in by Mayor Robert Coletti.
All right, big moment here, huh? How many years did it take to get to this point?
25.
25 years. And then, all our chiefs, basically, that's how much time it takes to reach this point?
Most of them.
Most of them. Some accomplishment, considering it's a volunteer organization, and we definitely owe a lot to people like this, and naturally, the balance of the course itself, too. So, all right, Chief, this is your moment. I, and your name. I
I, Robert Bruce,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the government established
and to the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of
of the office of Chief.
Fire Chief.
Fire Chief. I don't want any of the chiefs.
They were correcting me all night, so. According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to switch now from fire to our police force, ladies and gentlemen, two promotions. One, we're going to have to do Zoom because one of the officers I don't know if he was afflicted or if somebody near him was afflicted, but he couldn't be with us here this evening. So we're going to use modern technology.
Okay, as the mayor said, we'll be moving on to our resolutions for our police promotions for the evening. First, we have Resolution R-43-21, promotion to Lieutenant Thomas Cochis. Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the following named be and is hereby appointed as provisional police lieutenant for pension and CSC-related purposes in the Police Department of the Borough of Elmwood Park effective January 22nd, 2021 as follows. Thomas Cochis. Now therefore be it resolved that said appointment is in accordance with the New Jersey Civil Service Commission rules and regulations, and be it further resolved that the above named is entitled to the salary compliant with the current PBA collective bargaining agreement as per agreement between the officials of the Elmwood Park PBA Local Number 185 and the Borough of Elmwood Park.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
First by Pellegrin, second by Fasolo. On roll call, council members Balistrary,
I recuse because I have a family member that works for a police department.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Council President Wetchler.
Yes.
Motion carries. If Mr. Cochis can please come up to the dais alongside his family to be sworn in as Police Lieutenant alongside Mayor Robert Coletti, Police Chief Michael Foligno, and Police Commissioner Councilwoman Lorraine Pellegrin.
How are you, young lady?
You're holding, you're holding.
I
Thomas Coaches,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
of the true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the government established
and to the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and the United States,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of
of office of
lieutenant.
lieutenant.
Congratulations.
Now for Resolution R-44-21, promotion to Sergeant William Woods. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the following named be and is hereby appointed as Police Sergeant in the Police Department of the Borough of Elmwood Park, effective January 22nd, 2021 as follows. William Woods. Now therefore be it resolved that said appointment is in accordance with the New Jersey Civil Service Commission rules and regulations, and be it further resolved that the above named is entitled to the salary compliant with the current PBA collective bargaining agreement as per agreement between the officials of the Elmwood Park PBA Local Number 185 and the Borough of Elmwood Park. Mayor, can you call for a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
First by
Call the roll,
Wetch.
please.
Thank you, Mayor. First by Wetchler, second by Fasolo. On roll call, council members Balistrary,
Sorry, I must recuse again.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Council President Wetchler.
Yes.
Motion carries. As everyone can see, Mr. Woods is joining us this evening via Zoom, and he will be sworn into his position as police sergeant with Mayor Robert Coletti alongside Police Chief Foligno.
William, you have your Bible.
Sir, I do.
And who's the lovely young lady next to you?
My wife Danielle.
Okay. I
I, William Woods,
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
and that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of,
of the office of sergeant
according to the best of my ability,
and to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Bill, don't go nowhere.
Thank you.
Don't go nowhere. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, we're going to ask our council people to have some comments on the fire installations and the police promotions, and also our special award that was given. But first, we're going to start with the top police officer here, Mr. Mike Foligno.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few words about the two officers that got promoted. Little bio real quick. Billy Woods started his career in law enforcement in 2007 with the Patterson Police Department. He transferred from the Patterson Police Department to Elmwood Park in 2012. During his tenure with Elmwood Park, he served with the Patrol Division, Narcotics Enforcement Unit, and the Detective Bureau. He also has been assigned to the Passaic County Prosecutor's Office Narcotics, Gangs, and Violent Crimes Task Force and the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office Narcotics Task Force. While assigned to these task forces, he worked hand in hand with other county prosecutors, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Drug Enforcement Agency, Homeland Security, and the ATF, which resulted in large seizures of currency and narcotics. He has received multiple awards from the New Jersey Narcotics Enforcement Association. Tom Kocha started his career in law enforcement in 1996 with the City of Baltimore Police Department. In 1998, he transferred to the New York City Police Department. After 1 year, he transferred to the Passaic Police Department and finally transferred to Elmwood Park in 2002. Since being with this department, Tom has served in the Patrol Division before being assigned to the Detective Bureau. He currently serves as the commander of the Anti-Crime Narcotics Unit, one of our most prestigious units. He is in charge of our firearms training, firearms background investigations, and is the supervisor of our evidence function. Tom was sent on assignments to the Passaic County Narcotics Task Force and Passaic County Sheriff's Department Anti-Crime Unit. Both assignments resulted in large seizures of currency and narcotics. Both of these gentlemen have been model police officers, hardworking and conscientious at all times. Both of them are loyal, dedicated, and professional police officers. They truly care about the profession, the department, and most of all, the community. Bill is determined to rise through the ranks and is without a doubt a future leader in this agency. Tom and I have been friends since kindergarten, and I couldn't be happier to see him reach this achievement in his career. He's a no-nonsense guy and takes his work very seriously to the point of perfectionism. I'm honored and proud of how well these two men represent the Elmwood Park Police Department and the law enforcement profession. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Before we move on to the council, I think it would be nice to hear a few words from our fire chief, Mr. Robert Bruce. Few words from you, Mr. Bruce.
I just want to thank the mayor and council for their time tonight. I'd also like to thank Denise. You were a great fire commissioner. We appreciate everything that you did for us. I'd also like to welcome Mr. Goldbeck. I'm sure we're going to have a great working relationship. I'd like to thank our brothers in blue tonight. Thank you for attending. And all my brothers and sisters from the fire department, I appreciate their support. And none of this would be possible without two of my family members over here, my lovely wife and my son Robert. Thank you very much.
Councilwoman Ballesteri.
Okay, first, I just want to repeat, but I won't say as much because I don't want to start crying again. Denise, my friend first and former colleague, want to wish you all the happiness as you venture into your next chapter of life. Love you and miss you already. So, stay in touch all the time, and I know you will. I want to congratulate all the fire department officers as well, the lieutenants, captains, battalion chiefs, assistant chief, and Chief Robert Bruce. Thank you for all you do for all of us. Your courageous acts to keep our community safe is so appreciated by all. Thank you, and stay safe. I would like to congratulate both Lieutenant Kokis and Sergeant Woods. They're well-deserved promotions. You both are strong leaders, and I know you will have much success in your new roles. Please stay safe always. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Fasolo.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to start off with Councilwoman Ingley. I'm going to repeat what I said last week to you. Nobody was here, so I could repeat it, right? Councilwoman Ingley, Elmwood Park is truly going to miss you. Your relentless passion and dedication for this borough and its residents did not go unnoticed. You have set the bar high for all who may want to serve in the future. Everything you've spearheaded while on this council was done with 100% of your heart and soul. Even when what you felt what your heart was more difficult choice to make, you always went with what you truly believed was the right decision for our residents and not what was best for politics or party. I wish you and your family nothing but health and happiness in the future.
Thank you, Mr. Fasolo. Councilman Golubek. Oh, that
on,
was a
Mayor.
long pause there.
Come on, Mayor. Congratulations to all our lieutenants, captains, and chiefs who took the oath tonight. Our first responders, both police and fire, are reflective of our community. You are a group of diverse and dedicated servants to our community and serve us proudly day in and day out. Thank you for all that you do on a daily basis, and stay safe. Thank you.
Can I proceed now? Thank you. Councilman Golubek.
Thank you, Mayor. To Lieutenant Coaches and Sergeant Woods, congratulations. All the best in your new roles. In all the time I spend with the chief, I like to quiz him on different people, and he has only said positive things about both of you, and I mean that, and I would not be saying that if that weren't the truth. So congratulations to you guys. Denise Ingwe, it was said all last week, you're going to be missed. I'm glad you came back tonight to get honored by us formally. So thank you and all the best. To the fire department, congratulations to everyone who was installed tonight, particularly to our new chief, Robert Bruce. I look forward to working with you. I think this council, I can speak for this council, we want to support you if something makes sense and is not insane in terms of finances. We want to work with you. We want to make sure that you have all the resources you need to do what you do. You're volunteers, and we recognize that, so we want to do everything we can to make your job and your life easier. So all the best. I look forward to working with you as the new fire commissioner. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Golubek. Councilwoman Pellegrin.
Good evening, everyone. Denise, again, I want to thank you for all your service to our community. I wish you and your family all the best, and I look forward to our continued work together with the Residents Assistance Program in the schools, and a program I know we're both so very passionate about. So I know we'll be working together for several years. Thank you again, Denise. Congratulations to all the fire promotions tonight. To all the lieutenants, captains, battalion chiefs, the assistant chief, and the chief. It's a proud night for all of you and your families. I thank each and every one of you for your devoted service to our community. You risk your lives on a daily basis to save others. I wish you all success in your new roles, and I pray you will always stay safe. Thank you for everything. One more. One more. Congratulations to Lieutenant Coaches and Sergeant Woods. Truly a proud night for you and your families, and I wish you both much success in your new positions. I thank you both for your service and dedication to our community. You serve our residents well. Stay safe, and may God bless you both always. Thank you.
Council President Westler? In the mic, please.
What can I say? I hate the microphone. What can I say? We started this together, we were supposed to finish it together. But I know your heart's with us all the time. I'm gonna miss you, but I know I got you here all the time with me. Lieutenant Coaches and Sergeant Woods, you're family. You've always been family. Our police department is a family. This is what we consider Elmwood Park. You're our angels. Please be safe out there. I know you do the best over 100%. Please stay safe. To our fire department, you're the other angels in Elmwood Park. You're here for whatever we need, morning, noon, or night, bad weather, good weather, whatever, just like the police department. You're the angels too in this town. Without either one of you, this town would never exist. So please, both squads, both teams, please be safe out there all the time. And remember, you have a loving family to come home to, so please be safe. Thank you.
Now, Denise, you see what you caused here? I don't know if this council can go on from this moment on now. Might have to just adjourn. I think I said it all when I was presenting you the award. You've obviously have had a profound effect on not only the council, but the town. And you will be missed, because it's people like you that when they walk through that door, they leave the politics at the door, come in with common sense and being reasonable, that make a government flow. So go with Godspeed once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short recess just so that you can kibitz a bit, and we'll be back soon.
Mayor, I would like to call this meeting back to order at 7:48 p.m. to reestablish quorum. Council members Balistreri. Here. Fasolo.
Here.
Golubek. Here. Pellegrin.
Here.
Council President Balistreri. Wetchler. I'm sorry.
It's in the ear tonight.
Council President Wetchler. Mayor Coletti.
Here.
It's like changing, I keep writing January 21st, 2020. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on to ordinances being read on first reading. Resolution R-45-21, introduced ordinance number 21-02 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled An Ordinance to Amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, more specifically Chapter 3, Police Regulation, Article 3-9A, Parking of Commercial Vehicles in Residential Areas during certain hours prohibited, Section 3-9A.1 prohibited, be passed and adopted on first reading, and be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, February 18, 2021 at 7 p.m. or soon thereafter, same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Mr. Foligno, can you break this down for us further?
Yes, Mayor, this is just an amendment to an existing ordinance that our borough attorney was nice enough to rewrite for us and add. The basic addition here is that we got a lot of complaints that some residents are parking smaller buses and box trucks in their driveways, and we just changed that so that will not be permitted. We have a height requirement here and a weight requirement, so it won't hurt general contractors who need their vehicles for their businesses.
Mike, this has nothing to do with personal plates or commercial plates, is that correct?
Nothing to do with that. It's our commercial vehicle ordinance still stands. You can't park a commercial vehicle on the street overnight between 2 and 6 a.m.
Okay, so basically it has to do with size and weight of vehicles.
size and weight, types of vehicles, and even parking them in their driveways, which we found was happening quite frequently.
Thank you, Michael. May I have a motion on the ordinance, please? Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Wetchler, second by Balistrary. On roll call, council members Balistrary,
Yes.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Council President Wetchler. Motion carries. Resolution R-46-21, introduced ordinance number 21-03 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park," more specifically, Chapter 7, Traffic, Article 7-15.1, Parking Prohibited During Certain Hours, be passed and adopted on first reading, and be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, February 18, 2021, at 7 p.m., or soon thereafter, the same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Once again, Mr. Foligno, I turn to you for explanation.
Okay, Mayor, so this one is for residential roads that vehicles in excess of 3 tons, such as trucks, tractor trailers, or semis, can't park on the streets unless they're making a delivery or doing some kind of business.
Okay, that pins it down. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
First by Wetchler, second by Pellegrin. On roll call, council members Balistrary,
Yes.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Council President Wetchler.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-47-21 brings us to our ordinances being read on second reading. Introduced ordinance number 21-01 on second reading, whereas a public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Amend an Ordinance entitled, An Ordinance to Establish the Water Department of the Borough of Elmwood Park, Bergen County, New Jersey, to fix the rates and prices to be charged for the use of water and establish rules and regulations for the distribution, supply, use, and protection of said water, and penalties for the violation of certain said rules and regulations," whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, January 7, 2021, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting, and whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Amend an Ordinance entitled, An Ordinance to Establish the Water Department of the Borough of Elmwood Park, Bergen County, New Jersey, to fix the rates and prices to be charged for the use of water and establish rules and regulations for the distribution, supply, use, and protection of said water, and penalties for the violation of certain said rules and regulations," pass on final reading.
Thank you, Ms. Delaney, for that explanation. May I have a motion to open to the public?
Second.
Anyone from the public care to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone?
Okay, Jeffrey Freitag, 35 Home Drive. Again, this ordinance, the second reading. How much is the percentage of increase?
3%.
Okay, and what is Passaic Valley Water charging?
What,
It's the pass-through directly from Passaic Valley, so it's nothing that the mayor and council here in Elmwood Park decides on. It's directly through Passaic Valley Water.
The water department doesn't decide their rate?
this is perfunctory. This is something we have to do. You care to speak on that, Daniel?
We traditionally raise the rates equal to whatever Passaic Valley does for us. So we've done this historically every single year. If the increase is 3%, then we usually do around 3% and just follow, do a pass-through. So we don't eat the difference through the borough budget.
So this rate is set by the mayor and council. It's not,
Well, it's an
Correct.
ordinance, so yes.
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't quite understand what you're talking about. So that rate is 8% increase in water.
You're saying it's
3.
3?
3.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I
Mhm.
put that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And last year was 3.5.
So it actually went down.
What's the excess in the water account?
I'm sorry, Jeff, maybe you could take that mask down just when I can't.
Surplus in the water account.
What is the number?
Yeah.
Anybody here have that? Okay, could you please make sure that that's furnished for Mr. Freitag? Come
Sure.
Monday?
Yep.
Anything else there, Jeff?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Anyone else from the public here to speak on this matter and this matter only? If not, I will close the public portion. Motion to adopt, please.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Wetchler, second by Pellegrin, on roll call, Councilmembers Balistrary.
Yes.
Fasolo.
Yes.
Golubek. Pellegrin.
Yes.
Council President Wetchler.
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, now, Mayor, we're moving on to our consent agenda for the evening.
Would you like to take a breath first?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Beginning with R-48-21, amend resolution R-325-18, a resolution authorizing approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant agreement with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for MA 2019 Phase 2 Mola Boulevard improvements, fiscal year 2019. R-49-21, approval of payroll. R-50-21, approval of bills list. R-51-21, authorized release of road opening performance bonds. R-52-21, authorized vacation buybacks. R-53-21, authorized retirement payout, Department of Public Works. R-54-21, authorized retirement payout, Police Department. R-55-21, authorized change order number 1 and current estimate number 1, Gilbert Avenue improvements, AJM Contractors, Inc. R-56-21, authorized current estimate number 1, Doner and Echo improvements, AJM Contractors, Inc. R-57-21, resolution authorizing tax exemption for disabled veteran. R-58-21, approve Elmwood Park Fire Department stipend program, fourth quarter compensation. R-59-21, authorize increase in hourly wage, Fire Prevention Department. R-60-21, award proposal for miscellaneous services, Alimo Group. R-61-21, authorize emergency standby, Fire Department. R-62-21, authorized payment, Recreation Department, Ruber Recycle. R-63-21, approved quote for Washington Street repairs. R-64-21, approval of transfers. R-65-21, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a developers agreement between the Borough of Elmwood Park and River Drive Development, LLC, concerning construction on property known as 778 River Drive, Block 1201, Lot 2.01, on the official tax map of the Borough of Elmwood Park. R-66-21, resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into and sign an agreement with River Drive Development, LLC, granting to and the Borough of Elmwood Park accepting a public easement. R-67-21, reappointment of special officers. R-68-21, appointment of firefighters. R-69-21, resolution approving the Elmwood Park Police Department to participate in the Department of Defense 1033 program. R-70-21, appointment of Board of Adjustment member. R-71-21, confirming the endorsement and authorization of Elmwood Park CDBG application submission for various roadway improvements. And R-72-21, resolution to approve the consent agenda.
Mayor, if
Yes.
I may be heard before everyone votes.
Yes, please.
On this resolution. With regards to.
In the microphone, please, Mr.
Yes,
Mr.
with
Brown.
regards to resolution number R-6521 regarding the developers agreement, I
Yes.
just want the council to know that the developers agreement is being finalized. The resolution addresses it in a sense that the council is agreeing to the resolution with the condition that the final draft will be completed in accordance to the final review of both myself, the planning board attorney, as well as the special engineer. That is one of the conditions on the resolutions. I'm assuming it shouldn't be a problem because all the issues regarding that developer's agreement has been ironed out with the developer's attorney, and that has been cleared up. One thing that is of concern is the other resolution, which is R-6621, which is regarding the easement. There is a correspondence that I received as of this morning from the attorney from the developer. They're challenging, again, the issue with regards to the roadway. They seem to believe that the roadway is already dedicated and it's the responsibility of the municipality. We are going to, the preparation that I had done was an easement where the developer was allowing, and they actually prepared the easement description. Now the attorney is coming in saying that, no, it's not an easement, it's actually the road is dedicated. I am going to allow the resolution to go through with regards to the easement after it's completed and by my end and approved by them as to the wording. If they don't sign the easement, then I'm going to request that this resolution be rescinded, and I'm going to request them to argue the issue as to whether the road is dedicated or not.
It's all over the dedication. Were they saying at the planning board level, it was,
No, the argument, they've been arguing this issue when I was on the board, and I was the one who raised the issue. And they were saying that because the engineer approved it, it was automatically dedicated. The council cannot refuse it.
and is there any, according to
It's
that?
just on the map that says right-of-way. It doesn't say dedicated
Okay.
or dedicated roadway. But even if it does, it's still the option of the council to either approve it or reject it.
Right. So what you're saying now is we're proving it
It
as an easement.
anticipatory, so that everything moves on.
Moves on.
Moves forward.
Right.
Without causing any delays.
Right.
I'm doing this as a courtesy, nothing more, nothing less.
Right.
But apparently the courtesy doesn't come back.
We'll see.
So we're gonna have
Hopefully
to talk
they don't want to stall their project, and hopefully they'll come to their senses. and-
Hopefully,
And it'll be an amiable resolve.
okay? So I
Thank you.
just wanted the council to be aware of it.
Yeah, thank you for that clarification.
Okay.
Okay. May I have a motion on the consent agenda?
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Delaney, please call the roll.
On roll call, council members Ballastreary,
Recuse on R-4321, R-44-21, R-54-21, R-67-21, and R-69-21, and yes on the rest.
Fasolo,
Yes, recuse on R58, 59, 61, and 68. Yes on the rest.
Quillabek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Council President Wechsler.
Yes.
Motion carries.
I'm sorry, again, with regards to Resolution 4321, that's being tabled?
No,
That's the
she just,
nomination.
she was recusing from that, but she previously recused from it from when the officers were appointed, but that's okay. I have you recusing either way, so there's no issue.
Is this, but this is an appointment for a resolution to fill a council vacancy.
The meeting agenda was updated.
Oh, okay.
I put the updated agendas in front of everyone's seat and then sent it
My
through
fault.
email. That's okay.
On our toes. Thank you, Sal.
Wow.
Well, you were the appointed one, so I guess.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be great.
I didn't receive names from
I'm
the
sorry,
Democratic
yes.
Committee.
I'm sorry.
It's
that's
okay.
some numbers, so I just,
Okay, yeah,
I appreciate looking out for me.
we concluded that resolution.
Yes, motion carries, Mayor.
Okay.
sorry.
It's okay.
All right, Sal, no problem. I appreciate,
Better safe than sorry.
that's right, that's right. All right, that brings us to that great moment of council reports. I'm sorry?
For departmental reports, we have the zoning board adjustment minutes from December 23rd, 2020, library board meeting minutes, November 16th, 2020, planning board meeting minutes from December 2nd, 2020, Board of Health meeting minutes from October 19th, 2020, and the rent leveling board minutes from December 3rd, 2020.
May I have a motion to accept the department reports?
Can-
Any discussion? All in favor? Moving on, now I'm going to go to council reports. I was just checking to see how sharp you were, Council President. Sal was checking us, and we were checking you. Everybody's checking everybody here. All right, Councilwoman Ballesteri.
I am going to move on and progress.
There's an old saying, when there's nothing left to say nothing.
Yeah, I said a lot tonight, so progress. please.
Very good. Mr. Fasolo?
Yeah, Mayor, I have something to say about an email that we received on January 18th at 5:50 a.m. Me and my colleagues received an email from a constituent that was filled with hate and bigotry against members of the LGBTQ community. Although at first I thought it was just spam, I felt it was in my duty as a public official to shed light on my feelings toward that email and publicly denounce hate wherever it may be present within our community, our state, and our country. For years, the suffering and pain the LGBTQ community has had to endure has been immense. It has taken the lives of those young and old, just yearning to be themselves. And although our society has been more accepting, we still have much more work to do. I believe that starts here, locally. I would like our clerk and our borough attorney to draft a resolution that recognizes the month of June as LGBTQ Pride Month in Elmwood Park and fly the LGBTQ flag from our posts for that entire month. Let us show our community that we are representatives of all people and denounce the hate spewed in that outrageous email, because I know Elmwood Park does not stand for hate. We are an accepting and welcoming community for all. If I have the support of this council to have the resolution drafted, we could get this done as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fasolo. Mr. Golombek? Mr. Golombek?
I had nothing really to say, but I support what Councilman Fasolo is saying, and I would be in support of that. Otherwise, progress.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you. Councilwoman Pellegrini?
Just one thing. A police and residents assistance update together. Yesterday, Hanham Church, located on River Drive in Elmwood Park, donated 2,000 N95 masks to our residents assistance program and our police department. Also, they brought lunch for our police department and all borough employees. Gina Kim from the church is a part of our RAP committee and is always there to help our community. The church gives many donations to our residents in need throughout the year. A big thank you goes out to this wonderful church and all their members for always doing so much for our community. The mayor was there yesterday, the chief was there, our RAP coordinators were there, and it was really nice. They're always lending a hand to help, and they even told the chief and the mayor if we need more masks for our community, they'd be happy to supply them. They give us whatever we need, and they're just such a wonderful group of people that really just want to help the community. So we thank them again, and progress, Mayor.
Lorraine, you bring some nice people around. I really mean that. They were sweethearts. And I told the lady that, what was her name? I'm sorry.
Gina Kim.
Gina. I had told her that when I first heard that the health spa that was there, I used to actually participate there, work out. Believe it or not, Mike, I worked out. And when I first heard that it was leaving us, I was very skeptical. But the reports I've been hearing about that church and how involved they are with us, it's a great neighbor, a great people to be around. So you bring good people to us. Anything else? Council President Wetchler.
Okay. Monday night at 6 o'clock, there's going to be a library meeting on Zoom. You can, come into it. Mayor, did you hear anything else about the construction? I haven't heard anything about the construction at the library.
I got a report about a week ago, and they were still waiting for some electrical things to be done before they can get the final electrical inspection. Once again, and when I'm going to report on Monday when we have our library meeting, I am very displeased with the contractor. Very. And to the point of where I think they should receive a letter from us. COVID or no COVID, I'm just disappointed. I'll leave it at that right now.
Okay, progress, thank you. And I agree with Francesco about June putting up a flag and everything else. I think the whole council will be behind him. Thank you. Yes, definitely, please.
And ladies and gentlemen, I think I talked enough this evening. Just want to make one mention that the drainage situation on East Washington, as we speak, is being corrected, and I think we can get a big hallelujah for that one, right? Yeah, yeah. Out of our control. We were on it, Carl. You've seen it from day one. But let's get to the resolve first before we start patting ourselves on the back. All right. Anybody else wish to say anything? No? Okay. So then we're going to open it to the public. Anyone care to speak? Let me have a motion first.
So moved.
All in favor? All right. Whoever cares to speak from the public, please come forth, state your name, and you could speak about anything you want. And your address, Kenny.
Mayor and councilman, we got problems in this town, badly. Tell me one thing, do we need old cars, city hall cars in the parking lot and down the DPW? Do we need to keep them? No, we have them down there. They're all sitting underneath, right there, by the gate. The old cars, the town used to use.
But- but-
They're there.
Kenny, just so I understand what you're saying. You're saying in this parking lot,
No, DPW.
DPW parking lot, there's police cars that you feel,
No police cars, but town cars. They used to use them. And an old street cleaner machine, they still have down there.
Mr. Fligner, do you have any?
Yes, Mayor. Some of the vehicles are going to be auctioned. Mr. Cars handles the auctions for the borough, and he's preparing that. We had discussions about it. Some of those vehicles are seizures that the police department has made, and we're not allowed to do anything with them until we get authorization from the prosecutor's office. So it's a combination of the two.
Okay, so Kenny, you see, rather than have them in the parking lot here, and you would have to look out your window and see them, all right?
But they're down there.
It's better down there.
But there's another problem down there.
Okay.
There's another issue, okay? You ain't have to bring TVs down there. They won't pick them up. You have to pay $25 for them to take it out.
To pick, what item is,
TVs.
TVs?
Right.
To
I
pick,
went down there for 2 TVs, okay? I didn't want to pay for $25 each to them. I went down, and the truck where they keep the TV was so filled up, wasn't even funny. You couldn't put no more TVs in the truck where they had it, where they put them in. And you cannot put TVs in, and because these TVs, I got big one TVs, now little ones, and they were heavy, and I just throw them on top. I didn't care because everything was blocked.
yeah.
And they said, put in the red container. And I put in the red container, and the container was full. And I said, who's ever empty it?
Well,
How did they ever empty it?
the idea about filling it up is that we get the maximum capacity, big bang for our buck. In other words, we don't want to call when it's 3/4 filled, and sometimes, yes, it'll get to that point where it's overflowing, and you can't get the contractor to come that same day or the next day. So, but you,
You see that come?
well, I don't know if they came enough, but my point is that it's not just a perfect science. You can call, especially now with the COVID, things are a little slow with the COVID. You don't get that spontaneity.
$25 to pick them up.
Right. Well, next time you,
So down there, pay nothing.
right. But the next time if you have a problem, you call me. I have a pickup truck. I'll take it down with you. How's that sound?
No problem.
All right?
Put more to get rid of.
All right.
I'm not done with garbage yet. I'm still cleaning the house out.
Okay.
Trying to do it. Now, another thing to ask you. Mayor, Keith, ask a question. What do you do when you have a 1 o'clock in the morning, not gonna do it? What do you do with that?
Answer it.
At your house?
Yes.
Who was it?
I don't know, I don't answer it. 1 o'clock in the morning?
You could just call the desk and the officers will check it out for you.
That's what I'm scared, because it's in there, it's very dark in the back here. Yeah, they knock on the back door on the side of my house, and it's right near the old house.
Right.
And I'm saying it's very tight and small over there, and it's scary, because there's no lock on the side door, there's no, like, the screen. My grandma had to take the screen off, because she walks out with, door.
And then she died, so now it's, but I'm just saying that if they let a thing, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm scared by myself, and I say, I'm knocking the door, and I say, I wouldn't answer the door at 1 o'clock.
No, don't answer the door, just call the police desk and ask for an officer to come by.
Yeah?
Yep.
They won't charge me?
They won't charge you.
Because that's what I'm afraid of.
If they charge you, let me know and I'll take care of it.
Yeah?
Yes.
Because I don't like to be by myself,
Don't
but,
charge for that.
you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I just like to say, at 1 o'clock in the morning, people knock on the door, that's not right.
Great.
That's what happens every time, and people right there by the door, and they hear it.
Well,
Call the desk.
you automatically call the police. Something like that automatically. Don't take any chances because you don't know what it is. Yeah.
1 o'clock in the morning, I'm scared.
Yeah.
It will be. I thought maybe the police was trying to knock on the door at me. And I said, what? 1 o'clock in the morning? I don't think so.
Okay, Ken.
I
Any?
just want to tell you a couple things.
I thought.
Because there's a lot of issues that I'm trying to clean up the place, and I'm trying to get rid of things, and I have a lot of problems with that. You know, I had to tie up mattress with physical, plastic over the
Yep.
mattresses to get rid of them.
They take them on Thursdays, don't they?
Yeah, but they don't want to pick them up without no plastic. They want to cover over it.
They want it rolled up.
Wrap it, they will wrap it.
Yeah.
So I wrapped them up.
You got it? You managed yourself to do it? All right, so you're still fit. You know when you got to worry? When you can't do something physically no more. That's when we have to worry. But the ability to do something physical, it's a wonder. It's a wonderful thing.
I know, but he's going to be moving in my old house. Pretty soon. I'm hoping to get fixed.
All right. Well, good on the cleaning up, and hope it all turns out good for you.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, Kenny.
I'm working on it.
Anything else?
I just want to tell you that what I'm saying. I mean, I can old cars sitting in the parking lot. That's a little bit.
Yeah.
It's in space, and you can have more room for more things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
another thing I ask you, why didn't you keep it in a trailer? I don't
You're talking about the cars again down at?
No, the TV.
Oh, the TVs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we want to fill the dumpster up. That's
That's not a dumpster. That's like a truck that you're.
it's a what?
It's a truck.
A truck. Well, you want to fill it up, get the maximum out of it.
But they don't know, there's no wheels on the truck. It's on a flat ground.
Was it a dumpster? I guess.
No.
A container. Yeah, yeah. And it would be picked up and put on a truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a roll-off. But once again, our objective there is to maximize the load for the dollars we're paying.
But I'll give you empty. That's what I do, because it don't, it looks like an empty one.
Okay. All right, well, we'll check it out.
I have one more issue. I forgot to say. The clock. I keep seeing Scott trying to fix the clock. But the thing is, the clock doesn't work right because it doesn't light up anymore. It used to light up.
Yeah.
It doesn't light up anymore.
Yeah, we have that under repair. Am I correct on that, Michael?
Yeah, but
The,
it doesn't light up.
one of the motherboards went on it. Scott ordered a new one and he replaced it.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't light up.
I'll check into that.
Now it's not light up at night. It's
Maybe
dark.
the bulb needs to be changed. We'll check it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's one of the issues. Because we light over there.
Oh, all right, Kenny. Kenny, thank you. And anyone else care to speak? Your name, please, and your address. You got to get up quicker.
I'm sorry.
Terry wants to come.
Jeffrey Freitag, 35. Excuse me. Regarding the ordinance after today was the first reading, with the truck park, is it going to include motorhomes?
Mr. Foligno?
In the driveways?
Yes.
Any vehicle with the size.
So it's based upon size, not whether or not they're commercial? So if it's 9 feet high,
It will not be
they will not,
be able to park.
and it's included in there.
Right.
Okay. Secondly, on one ordinance regarding the extension of, that's Resolution 4821. the grant application that you have with the Department of Transportation. Last week, it was talked about getting an extension. Now, is the extension something, I know you're making an application for an extension.
All right.
Is it something that for sure is going to happen?
Mr. Ingraffia, I believe you're handling that?
No, that was the engineer,
The engineer,
Mayor,
I'm
that
sorry.
came directly from Alimo, and as far as I understand, I don't believe it's 100% guaranteed, but I don't,
We're on, you want to say it?
So we're trying to repurpose the grant because the portion of Market Street that was covered by the county road improvement project was paved, and that was what that grant was for. So we don't want to waste that and pave over something that was paved less than 2 years ago. So we're trying to spin that into a street lighting grant. So there's a process that we have to apply to the DOT for them to repurpose it. There's no guarantee that they'll allow us to do that, but we will be able to use the money for some sort of improvements, whether it be paving, lighting, or a combination of the two.
But if you don't use it, if you don't have the job bid and accepted by March 25th, as I understood it.
Well, that's why we're asking for the extension.
What I'm saying is, what is the counter? That's what I'm saying, is it a sure thing you're gonna get? Did you get the affirmative answer from the DOT or whatever?
No, it was submitted by the engineer, and the DOT is going to let us know. We have a short time window there where we either get the answer back or we have to move on the grant. So we know, that's why we're asking for the extension.
Okay, within it, on the paragraph, second paragraph from the bottom, needs to be changed. It says Borough of Elmwood Park, County, State.
I can edit it. It came directly from the engineer. They sent it in PDF format, so it was kind of difficult to make the changes, but I'll have them edit it, Jeff.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Freitag. Anyone else care to speak?
Poor Terry, let Terry get up.
Your name, please, and your address, like we don't know.
Terry Sheridan, 417 East 54th Street. Okay, Mr. Mayor, we had a discussion about 8 months ago, I know you probably forgot, about them taking down all of the trees on Molnar and Linden Ave. Do you remember that? No, okay. All right, they took all the trees down during COVID, back in April. Now, are we doing anything about that, or are we just leaving it like that? I mean, taxes are going up, values are going down, and it looks terrible.
Mike, do you have
Yes.
an answer for her?
So Terry, I agree with you. It does look terrible. We reached out to the DOT because a lot of the trees there were growing over the fence. They were getting hit by trucks that were going by, and the branches were falling in the street. So we asked them if they could cut the trees back from the fence line. They took it upon themselves, and it's their property and their business, to do everything you saw them do. We didn't think they were going to do that, but we didn't have much say in that. We asked them to do a little bit of a cleanup, and they went above and beyond that. I agree, it's bare, it looks terrible. I asked them if they would replant some stuff there so we don't have to look at cars on Route 80, and they said they would get to that come the spring. The crews were on, skeleton crews because of COVID, so we're hoping that a short-term fix is going to be some nice bushes that block everything out. Long-term fix, the borough is still pursuing sound barriers.
Okay, now, are they gonna reopen that little driveway that was there to get onto 80?
No,
They're not?
no.
Because, January 11th, there was a car fire, okay? But I'm surprised the poor guy didn't burn by the time the fire department actually got there. They had to go all the way down to get onto Route 80. If they still had that opening, they could have been there in a matter of seconds.
I mean, we could ask them, it's up to them if they want to open it for us, but
Well, wouldn't that be a
we
lot
could ask them.
easier for
Yeah,
accident victims and?
it would, but it would also create problems where people try to get on and off there, and you got to balance that, right? So,
Because we had that like years ago.
Yeah.
Where it was opened up, but I'm going back like 4 years ago.
sure.
The vehicles actually traverse the slope there to get onto Route 80?
Yeah,
They would do that, huh?
well, it's only for emergency vehicles only.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's not,
It was.
but it's not
Originally, it
anymore.
was paid.
Yeah, but it's not anymore.
I understand that. But
Okay.
Who's talking to you? No, I don't want to.
Good, go it, Terry,
Good.
do it.
Yeah,
Terry-
so point well taken. It looks terrible. We all agree with you, and we're working on it with the DOT to try to get something done there.
And
Right?
Terry, I do recall now, we're talking about the bank. Yes, we did have that discussion months ago. I thought you were talking about the street line. I was confused there. But yes, we did have that discussion.
Ter,
All right.
Ter, he was confused.
Anyone else care to speak? All right, Kenny, you haven't been here for a while, so we have to allow you to have your time. Just don't make up for the last 6 months in one night.
I want to ask you one quick question. This one's a fast one.
Okay.
On Route 80, you put that wall built in, the wall. What happened to that problem? You were supposed to get it.
Sound barriers you're talking about? Well,
We're working on it.
we've been working on this since I've been here for 20 years, 20 years ago. It falls on deaf ears for some reason. I don't know, maybe we can pursue our,
One of the reasons was you would have no problem in that business, because the walls would be there.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And the walls would be right where you want to be on 80. It's right there. There's gonna be a wall there, probably.
Isn't our town the only one that doesn't have sound barriers?
Yes.
Correct.
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
They said they would consider it, yeah. So there's a big project coming up on Route 80 where they're widening the lanes and all. And they said as part of that project, they would consider the sound barriers for us, so.
Yeah? That's cool, okay. I was telling you, you need them. You never had them for a long time.
Okay, anybody else care to speak? If not, I will close the public portion. We have an executive, from what I understand.
Yes.
So we're going to need a motion to get into executive. I want to thank you folks for coming tonight. Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, ladies and
Just
gentlemen.
before everyone leaves, I do want to make note that there may be formal action taken after the executive session. So just wanted to put that out there. So with that being said, whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231 permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the public body is of the opinion that certain circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss legal reports, litigation, and personnel, minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above is no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be it resolved that the public be excluded from this meeting.
Oh, because I had it here when the fire.
Motion to open.
May I have a motion to open back to the public?
Second.
All in favor? Is there anyone in the audience that would like to?
Oh, no, I got it, Mayor.
You got it?
Sorry. All right, so moving on, we have one resolution following the executive session, Resolution R-73-21, appoint Fire Department Administrative Aide Stephen Kochick. Whereas the recommendation has been made by the Borough Administrator, which was approved by the Elmwood Park Fire Department Chief, to hire a Fire Department Administrative Aide, and whereas it is the recommendation of said individuals that fire official Stephen Kochick be appointed to said position at the pleasure of the mayor and council at a salary of $3,000. And whereas the borough administrator has distributed a memo outlining the administrative aide's duties to the mayor and council, and whereas the fire chief will remain the head of the department and has the ultimate determination on what purchases are needed for the fire department. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the borough of Elmwood Park that the following name being is hereby appointed as fire department administrative aide effective January 22nd, 2021 at an annual salary of $3,000 to serve at the pleasure of the mayor and council of the borough of Elmwood Park.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
First by Pellegrin. Second by Wetchler on roll call. Council members Balistrary,
Yes?
Fasolo,
Recuse.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Council President Wetchler. Motion carries.
Second.